previous two parts, we understood which filter we need to apply for our conversions and which filter to determine the number of our connections. Now, in this video, we want to go ahead and draw some charts and discuss together how to display the number of our conversions in different ways. The first thing I will do is the scorecard. In the scorecard, I want to know, in the report that I want to develop, it is important for me to know how many connections I had during this time period. I select its name and set my metric to clicks, as I explained in the previous video. We are actually creating a segment on clicks called click type. When we apply this segment, it shows you the number of your connections with the name mobile clicks to call. And I need to apply the same filter here. What filter do I apply? We know click type. They select the clickers. And when you select the clickers, the second option is mobile clicks to call. Be aware that further down, we also have options like mobile phone calls and calls. However, the filter we need to apply to display our call extensions is mobile clicks to call. We come here, click apply, and now it shows us the number of our call extensions. It's like we selected the number of clicks. We click on the sparkline chart, click change, and then click absolute change and add it. When we add it, it actually shows us the number of our call extensions during this time period. This is a scorecard that helps us to be able to configure the number of our call extensions. Now, it might be that we have also set up conversions in our account in addition to calls to conversion, and I want to go and see the number of our conversions. I tick the conversion metric that I select, which is conversions, and unfortunately, I really can't apply a filter on it, meaning it simply doesn't show me the conversion action right here. So I just can't understand exactly how many of the 6 specific metrics I've set on the account, meaning it doesn't allow me to see each one separately. Therefore, I'm forced to look at the total number of all conversions. I have the number, I change it, absolutely change it, and add these 2 scorecards that I added. We usually place the conversion next to those metrics that I provided above for you, so it can give us a suitable view. Now, I'll go to the charts that display the conversions for me. I start by creating a collection. First, I click on Report, then New Report. Here I select Table and Column, then click on Collection. Apply. For metric, I choose click, and for dimension, I select day. Okay. Now we talked together and said that since we had the dead call extension, I need to apply a filter on click as well. What was that filter? It was click type. When I select click type, mobile click appears in the work for me. I scroll down and click apply, then click on 10, and I say sort by date from the beginning of May to the 24th of May, and here it shows me on which days I had how many call extensions. Well, I'm exporting it. I enlarge this chart a bit to make it clearer. The other chart I add is exactly this report. I click on New Report. I select the table, search for conversion, and click on conversion. Now, I enter here, sort DD from low to high, and click apply. I sort the data based on the separation of days from the beginning of May to the 24th of May. And the chart it gives me looks like this. Now, if I want to create better charts within this same range, I go to the report, click on New Report, and set it up. I use a different type using column charts called grouped bar charts. I filter by conversion action, then click Apply. I select conversion and place its metric on the vertical axis. Well, I don't want the date in this chart. I want to see the number of conversions broken down by each of them, categorized by their campaign. That means I want to know which campaign brought me forms, which campaign brought me calls, and which campaign brought me WhatsApp. Here, I search for the campaign and place it on Sisone. Okay, now here it has brought up my campaigns. I apply a filter here, setting it so that the campaign status is eligible, so it doesn't show the statistics of our other campaigns. Now that I've selected the campaign, I want to see in this campaign each of these metrics that I have set. How many conversions it has brought me. And here from this third tab, I select the segment so that it only shows me those grouping metrics. And what am I looking for in these grouping metrics? I search for conversion action here and place the conversion action here. What happened? Until a few minutes ago, it was showing me my conversions, indicating that this campaign had 2 conversions. But now, I told it to break down my conversions. Break down my conversions and tell me how many calls and how many forms this campaign has had for me. Right? It was hitting the board. So this chart can give me the insight into which campaign and ad group have brought in more entries for me, have generated more leads for me. If now my campaign has faced a decline, imagine that your number of conversions and call extensions were much higher. And this chart is exactly one of the charts that can help you determine which of your conversions had more statistics in which of your campaigns. Right? A chart that can give me a much better view is the time series chart. Why? Because I choose the time series chart, select my conversion metric, and then proceed based on the conversion action. What does this chart show me? This chart tells me, sir, from a weekly perspective. Now, if I enlarge this chart more from a monthly perspective, from week to now, what has been the trend of conversion? When is this chart very useful for you? When you are managing a business where the leads are the website's main focus, and you see that the number of your inventory has been depleted. So to quickly determine in which time frame you had more accurate calls and your inventory was appropriate, you place the overflow chart and it shows you the trend of your calls. Now you can more easily determine which of your conversions or overall conversions are from which time frame started to decline, and compare the current period where you experienced a decline with the time frame when you were receiving a good number of products. This way, you can precisely determine in which time frame you are performing better. I can also edit this chart. How can I edit it? Instead of just saying, show me the conversion by breaking down the conversion action over time, I can come and please show me the detailed number of conversions for our current campaign. If you could kindly provide a comprehensive and thorough report, it would be insightful. Have 5 search campaigns and all 5 are bringing you calls and leads. When you experience a drop, this chart is exactly what can help you understand which of your campaigns have had a decline in conversions over time. I change the filter, select conversions per campaign, and click apply. I continue now. I didn't have a running campaign on this account, so I come and use the same metric. For example, setting up an ad group to see how my ad groups are performing for me. This gives me a better view, showing me which ad groups were bringing conversions, quote, during specific time periods. I click on ad group performance. I just set this example, and bar chart. If I want to create the same chart for collection, I click on New Report. You can use all column chart types, all time series charts, but I use the time series because the time series chart automatically sets the horizontal axis as time by default, and you don't need to select a time dimension for it, and you can place the metric in the version not successful. And here I want to extract the number of collections. Sorry, instead of conversion, I place click, and I set the dimension to campaign. I set the dimension to campaign. Okay, now I've set the dimension to campaign. I click on campaign. I wait for it to load a bit. While it loads, I can apply my filter on the click. I mentioned that to have the collection, we need to set the click type filter on our click. I search for click type, and to start, navigate to the dashboard where you will find a variety of interactive options. Look for the feature labeled Mobile Click to Call, which is specifically designed to facilitate the process of making a call directly from your mobile device. After selecting this option, the system will load a detailed chart. This chart provides an overview of the call extension feature, which is crucial for understanding the dashboard's capabilities. Once the chart is fully loaded and you have reviewed the information, click on the call extension to effectively use this feature, enabling seamless communication through the dashboard. Activate the extension program. Many charts help you when your account and campaigns have dropped and you can't determine which of your campaigns caused the drop and which campaign had the highest drop among your campaigns. In fact, we are trying to debug our account and campaign faster. I have now created a series of charts. But before I create any chart, I ask myself a question. If I want to see the trend of my campaign, see the number of clicks on my campaign, and if I want to report, which chart should I use? Alongside, if I place my cost chart, it can give me a better view. Now, alongside the cost and click count chart, it can be good for me to see if during this time period, if the number of clicks, this number of clicks you were getting, from which ad group was it? From which campaign was it, so that I can directly identify the major weaknesses of my campaign and find them more quickly. Now, if those two have dropped, what has the conversion trend been like? Have your clicks dropped while conversions remain stable? Or have they dropped significantly or just a little? And then you come to the conversions. Now, for example, when we break down conversions based on those we set on the account, where is it useful? It's useful when you come to, for example, you want to report to your clients, and you see that, for example, the form you placed on the website isn't yielding much output for you and isn't collecting many leads. Here, your preference is to use the data you've gathered to tell your clients to remove the form from the website and instead, for example, place a WhatsApp button. Another chart that we drew here shows the number of conversions broken down by our campaign over a specific time period. This is to see which of our campaigns has had a drop in conversions, so we can focus on that one and take action accordingly. Well, if we want to complete this report, with 2 pie charts, I will place the conversions broken down by ad group, or the campaign, which is responsible for overseeing the data collection process. Let me extend the time period of this chart to ensure the data is accurate and reliable. This extension is crucial because it allows for a more comprehensive analysis of trends over time, ensuring that the data reflects true patterns and anomalies. With this accurate data, I will confidently apply it to make informed decisions and strategies. And I wanted to make sure, let me set the time period of my account to all time and see if the data changes. Meaning, unfortunately, the data is not being displayed right now. Let me change its settings. But for example, I can't set the call extension. The previous chart settings were entirely correct. It was entirely correct. Due to the internet speed, sometimes loading takes a while. That's why I quickly shifted to the call extension to see if it can load faster. I set the click, type quickly, and write campaign here. Okay, now it's showing me the data. It's currently displaying the number of our call extensions separately. The campaign is showing me this chart. When is this chart suitable? It's suitable for when you've launched a campaign for your client, and they say that during this period, compared to the previous period, our budget ran out faster. You can use this charting, and if, for example, you've added a new campaign during this period, or made changes to your campaign to improve performance and increase the leads you're getting, and the cost has gone up a bit, this can give your client a good perspective on which campaign and ad group incurred costs during this period, and which campaign and ad group took more of the budget. Additionally, you can use this chart for your conversions that you define on the account as well. And it can provide a very good insight, both for yourself and your client, allowing for a better and more precise view of your account. Now, by creating a report, I can almost say that I can have better monitoring and I can have a more accurate evaluation of my campaign's progress. When you see different factors together, like the example I gave you, it might be that during this period, your impression share has decreased, but when you look at the click chart next to it and see your cost chart, you notice that clicks and consequently your cost have increased. Well, it's clear that here I have increased my eligibility, and as a result of increasing eligibility, the impression share has decreased. Another example is that I emphasize that we should be able to create a chart together that shows me the number of conversions broken down by campaign. This was so that I could precisely understand over a period of time that which of my campaigns was getting good conversions for me, and now it has dropped, which is causing me problems. And if you are the campaign manager yourself and you have 15 to 20 campaign accounts to manage, well, it's very difficult to directly draw conclusions from the panel itself and debug your account. Personally, I find that reports have a much better impact on monitoring and evaluating the performance of the campaign. And now we have almost a complete report on various aspects that we had in mind. The data has changed a bit now because I placed the account a month ago. And in the past month, the account hasn't received the kind of data it needs to display. In addition to all the points I mentioned, we have designed a webinar for the application of Data Studio in managing and overseeing Google campaigns. Visit our website and watch that webinar. That webinar, with the same approach, can provide you with a very accurate and suitable perspective to help you manage your campaigns. Analyze separately and see how your campaign has progressed from the time it was launched until now. What factors have influenced it, and if you encounter a problem, identify which campaign or group is causing the issue.